In this series of videos, I'm going to show you as simply as I can some fundamental things you need to know about category rotation and the basic editing action that you need to use when you're scheduling with Music One. Here's my primary goal category. There are 272 tracks in it, and the dig level is 30. Now that means that when Music One goes to schedule a primary goal slot, it has a total of 30 choices. It naturally tries to schedule the category in 1, 2, 3 order down the list, but can't always be done because of various formatting rules. Artist separation rules, tempo flow rules, sound code separations, things like that will prevent a song from scheduling in rank order. Here's how it goes. When Music One begins to schedule primary goals, Steel Magnolia is at the top of the list and schedules first. When it does, another song is added to the selections list. It still has a total of 30 choices. It schedules Lee Brice and adds another to the bottom of the stack. Schedules Ban Perry and Mary Chapin and adds Miranda and Robert Earl Keen to the dig stack. Now George Strait is at the top of the list. Music One has already scheduled the Hot Currents category, and there's a George Strait song already scheduled nearby. So when Music One comes to the slot near that George Strait current, it has to skip this George Strait song and schedules Rosanne Cash. Then it adds Joe Nichols to the bottom of the selections list, goes to the next Power Gold slot and tries to put George there. If that slot is still too close to the George Strait current, it schedules Kenny Chesney, adds a song to the bottom of the stack, goes to the next slot and tries Strait again. As soon as Music One comes to a Power Gold slot that is far enough away from that George Strait current, it will schedule this one. It does that all the way down the list until it gets to the very bottom of the stack, and then something unique happens. Here are the final 30 songs. When Music One schedules this one, there's nothing below 272 to move up. So now it has only 29 choices for the next Power Gold slot it comes to. Then 28, 27, 26, and so on. When every one of these songs is scheduled, and only when every primary gold song is scheduled, will Music One then go back to the top of the list and begin another scheduling run down the primary goal category. If you've had any experience with other music schedulers, you know that if you set a dig level on one of those at 30, it will always be 30. And that's the core reason why other schedulers all have this irritating habit of overscheduling some songs in a category while underscheduling others. What happens with them is that some easy-to-play songs, those being ones that don't have a lot of rules attached to them, maybe an up-tempo song by a one-hit artist. No artist separation problems for it, no tempo problems for it. Songs like that can schedule, drop to the bottom of the stack, then work their way quickly back up to the top of the stack again and get scheduled 2 times before the more restricted songs get scheduled once. In my example here, maybe that George Strait tune would get behind in the number of spins it gets. It's a ballad, and I have restrictions on those, and George has got a whole bunch of hits. And so I've got artist separation rule problems that I manually have to deal with him fairly often. But because Music One works the way it does, this slow song by this superstar is going to get exactly the same number of primary gold spins as Rosanne Cash and Kenny and Miranda and every other song in this category. The only thing that can alter that is if I manually change it, if I flip it or I delete it from a schedule. And if I do such a thing, of course, I know that I did it, and I won't be surprised when I print out a spin report at the end of the month. Now, please go on to the next video and find out more about this.